On the positive side yesterday, there was much more cool stuff going on with Donald Trump. And that was Kanye West's ongoing. It started, I think, last week when he said that there was some woman who works at Turning Points
He
USA.
likes the way Candace Owens thinks.
Candace Owens, I hadn't heard of her, but apparently, she's some, I think she goes on Alex Jones, right? And
yeah, she's Black Girl Charlie Kirk.
yeah, she's Black Girl Charlie Kirk. She's kind of doing updated sort of the same sort of black conservative rap for the under 30 market. And he said, I liked how she thinks. And he went on this riff. And now it's culminated in this, which was tweeted and put on Instagram. My MAGA hat is signed, and then a bunch of fire emojis by Kanye. Now, I have always been Kanye's a great producer. He's a mediocre rapper, and I've never been deeply I've never been interested in the melodrama of Kanye one way or another. So it is going to be kind of nice that the same lame people who would try to convince me years ago that Kanye was a genius or a tortured artist, they'll stop bothering me about that. I appreciate that. But there's nothing surprising about this. And on some level, I think Brendan was saying this before, it is really possible that this is just he's got a Kid Cudi and a Nas project coming out, and he needs to get back into the bloodstream. And there's nothing that's going to trigger people more than, going soft, alt-light, alt-right Trump.
I mean, it's not mutually exclusive, right?
No, it's not mutually
exclusive. He could be genuinely having a episode of some sort,
right.
And somebody somewhere is pulling the strings to let him off leash during this album cycle.
Synergy.
Feeling like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
I do think he is a genius, and I like his music a lot, but he's always said crazy shit.
He's a genius producer. He's a super mediocre rapper and lyricist.
I'm not a rap connoisseur.
And going back to Jesus Walks, where he talked about the victims of welfare, we could already see the nucleus of this kind of nonsense. Going back to whenever it was that fucking sanctimonious, irritating track
Don't
came
try
out.
to make sense of him.
No, there's a through line.
I am having a bit of Schadenfreude of all the complex, hype beast writers that have to reconcile their
I know that is pretty
suck
fun.
office of Kanye.
There was a good tweet. I feel like it was Craig T. Nelson. He had a couple screenshots of Kanye. He said, "If you can't handle me at my, Trump tweet, you don't deserve me at my Katrina." Statement.
That's right, George. Well, but on the other hand, now, unlike George Bush, who of course Kanye infamously said does not care about black people, we have a president who
Donald Trump does totally care about black people.
Totally
Thank
cares.
You, Kanye.
Thank you, Kanye. And so Trump put out this awesome tweet. He quote tweeted Kanye. Kanye wrote. And this is amazing that this is the one he chose to quote tweet, by the way, because there were one, he could have done the MAGA hat one. Yeah. But, this is, Kanye's most, this is a super dated reference, but, Charlie Sheen circa 2011 kind of, breakdown. And Kanye goes, you don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We're both dragon energy. He's my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals.
The individual, like Kanye said.
Ooh, and the dragon.
Dragon. Kanye's thinking deep.
The shadow.
Yeah, he read that and he was like, that's a cogent statement in support of me.
And we have the right to independent thought. And then Trump just quote tweeted and he wrote, and Matt, we're going to have to do that bit for a second now. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. Which I thought reminded me of my Long Island grandmother, who was when all of the other ridiculous hippies in my family, when they hated when I turned 13 and needed Nautica and Tommy Hilfiger, and everybody else was like, don't be a consumerist. And my grandmother was like, right, because you're getting older and now it's time to worry about what everybody thinks of you. Oh, Tommy Hilfiger, very cool. And so she reminds me of Trump. And Matt also had an insight about
I thought
Trump as well.
It sort of reminded me of a sort of a slightly racist dad from the middle of the country chaperoning a basketball tournament in New Orleans and seeing a street performer, and he's getting along, and he's so excited that he's getting along with a black person that but there's a very small lexicon of things that they know how to say, and very cool is right at the top.
Right.
Very cool.
So cool. You're so cool.
So cool. You are so cool. Look at that. The cool guys. They're so cool. Pass the ball. It's a team sport.
God, 3 dribbles, ball movement.
The football equivalent is, wait, you do a dance every time you tackle a guy?
Oh
Act like you've been there before.
Act like you've There's the image of some like grotesquely bloated white guy sitting on a couch like scarfing like post-industrial death food, looking at like peak performance on a television screen and being like, act like you've been there before. I think actually in its own way encapsulates all of Trump's America. But at least Trump what is cool about Trump is that Trump can meet Kanye on Kanye's level, which is that like, hey, we're 2 egomaniacs who play social media.
Same wavelength.
Yeah, so it's like Kanye's
Dragon
doing
energy.
it. Right. They literally both have dragon energy. But
Is that
now
like tiger blood?
yeah, that's what I was thinking of the Charlie. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I forgot though that it was tiger blood. I just know that he said something like that. That was the thing about Charlie Sheen was like, I just remember during that, I was like, dude, like, he actually said some really funny stuff and it was kind of entertaining, but it was like, he's going out and giving these interviews and talking like he's like Hendrix. And it's like, you're a drug addict who's on a bad sitcom and pays hookers. Like, that's not cool. Like, you're not Jimi Hendrix, dude. You're not like a rock star. You're the son of a famous actor. You're not like a tortured, brilliant artist who's addicted to heroin, who's like, you know, fucking resetting music. You're just like an asshole.
Hey, 2.5 Men was his Kunstwerk, I think. Really underrated artistic
that
product.
kid's doing.
To each their own. But now we get first Chance the Rapper came in, and I want to say I think a lot of people are misinterpreting. Chance is actually, I mean, I like Chance's music a lot. He's actually probably one of my favorite, you know, of sort of contemporary rappers right now. He's not, and maybe he'll reveal himself, but my understanding of Chance is that he's definitely not a conservative. And he put out a response to, which actually in a way is totally right. And some of the reaction to Kanye does have like a very weird, I don't know what the right word is, but it's like
paternalism.
Yeah, it's paternalist. Yeah. I said that this right. Yeah, it is paternalist. The guy does not have to be a Democrat. You know, he does not have to be anywhere on a particular grid. And Chance the Rapper just intervened by saying black people don't have to be Democrats. Now, a follow-up thing that I think I also heard that he said was that the next president will be an independent. And my interpretation is that Chance is a Bernie bro, not a Republican. But at any rate, like,
it's a big Rand Paul.
Oh wow! No,
I'm still in the party, but give me a second.
Yeah, Rand Paul couldn't even pull off really cool.
I had my dad's old pamphlets over here.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Chance, did you know that Lincoln was a Republican? Bet you didn't know that. So this tweet, which is just like, you know, I think a reaction to a certain kind of paternalistic statement, and also probably the fact that, like, I mean, look, you know, these guys are all in the same industry. Then it pivots over to like Republican lamazoid world. And David French, we did a segment on him, Will Menaker and I, for TMBS, where we set it up, Matt and I set it up by looking at all these National Review articles that David French wrote on like, men aren't men anymore, and why can't men change oil anymore, and why are men fucking pussies? And then we went to a video clip of him speaking at some like, you know, conservative drone conference, and he steps up on stage and he's like, I'm at a level 400 on a battlefield whatever the fuck, and revealed himself to be like the biggest implosion of masculinity in human existence. So and he's one of these, like, you know,
the National Review wanted to float him as an alternative to Trump,
which was right.
That lasted about 6 hours.
Yeah, and the big thing that we learned from that was that while he was deployed in Iraq, which I have to say, compared to all of in a way, it actually illustrates how much of like a dunderhead he is, because he actually went voluntarily, which I don't mean like. Most people who are like in the military are either making like a serious career of it or have been like circumstantially led to it. And this guy, it's like, in one hand, good for him for putting his, you know, his body where his mouth is. On the other hand, like, wow, that is really a true believer, David French. So it came out that while he was in Iraq, his wife wasn't allowed to like talk with other men or something. So like the big news that came out of like David French's tour in Iraq was like, hey, I'll deal with Baghdad, but I don't want to be cucked. And so he's an idiot, and he quote tweeted Chance the Rapper. He wrote, "Okay, now SH apostrophe or SH asterisk T S
Shit's getting real.
Shit's getting real."
But
he censored himself because he's David French. And then Will Menaker responded with an amazing
Joker gif.
a Joker gif, which was hilarious. I don't think that Chance is saying what you think he's saying, David French.
People are misinterpreting this, though. I mean, maybe we are, but like, I don't think that. But like, there's a headline there's like an op-ed on Daily Beast that's like, Chance the Rapper's wildly hypocritical defense of Kanye West's MAGA turn. Like,
that's not
what he's saying.
That's not what he's saying.
I mean, he is being trolling with coming out with that at the moment, but yeah, like
but
sure.
it's also no. But I actually think I don't even know if it's just trolling. That's a reaction to a stupid Daily Beast column. Like he's saying, this guy has a right to whatever his stupid opinions are, basically. Yeah. Just like nobody else is saying like, how can Ted Nugent be such a monumentally stupid, awful, horrible, just degraded human? He's a rock star, right? Like, I mean, it's like that's the added oomph with Kanye is that he's involved in cool music and he's black. And people are like,
and he's talked a lot about racism in the past, and the Republicans are an openly racist party.
Fair enough, but there is a paternalism in how people have responded to this,
certainly,
which is what Chance is. I think Chance could just as easily be like a straight line mainstream Democrat himself and still have the same reaction to like. You don't get to control what Kanye West says and thinks.
Yeah, I mean,
dunk on him and make fun of him all you want, but that's obnoxious.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep the principle like fuck anybody who's a MAGA chud, like obviously.
Of course.
These might be some of the same people who get mad when Kanye brags about what a genius he is.
Stop being so arrogant. Pass the ball.
I feel like there has got to be a little bit of racism involved in that dynamic.
20 people to make one song?
Yeah.
Back in my day, it was just 4 guys in a room.
No doubt. No, I agree. Of course, there's definitely... And I mean, Kanye's actually pointed some of those dynamics out. I mean, Kanye is kind of like... He's an insightful egomaniac who's not as educated as he thinks he is. And that's...
Occasionally poignant.
He's super insightful.
I mean, we say similar things about actually Trump.
They are similar.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, it's just that Kanye's self-made and has actual talent.
Right.
So there are some big distinctions there, but they are on similar wavelengths.
As a fellow goth, I support him. And I hope he gets through whatever is going on with him right now.
I also don't think Kanye would call it 2 Corinthians.
No, I think Kanye would know exactly. No, I think like Kanye reads books. I think like Kanye is literate. You're calling from a 773 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
This is Uchi Wally.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good time to bring me in. I don't know if you guys noticed it because nobody follows George Bush on Twitter, but he clapped back today with a tweet that said Kanye West doesn't care about black people.
Oh, wait, are you serious? No, you're not.
No.
That's hilarious. I was going to say, no, I could see it. Like, George W. Bush is super, like, no, what's so fun, the only thing that is genuinely fascinating to me about Bush is that he's clearly enjoying that he's getting, like, a woke renaissance. Like, that's what's really funny about it, is it's not just that he's like, yeah, I look good compared to Trump to some people, and I'm not overtly racist. He's specifically going out of his way to signify that, like, I get it.